Wake of the tragedy in Newtown, parents and citizens throughout the country have been talking and taking action against the senseless gun laws in this nation. Our next guest actually did something. Richard Robbins, a father of 2 young girls, was so moved by the horrors at Sandy Hook Elementary that he organized a candlelight vigil tonight, held just an hour ago in front of the townhouse of Steven Feinberg, the owner of Cerberus Capital Management, the private equity company that owns numerous gun manufacturers, including Bushmaster, the company that made the AR-15. He joins us now. Richard, thank you for joining us. Thank you, most importantly, for doing something, not just talking. Politicians love to talk. Very few people actually do, and you did. So thank you for that.
Thank you for having me.
Well, what motivated you? What was it that got you to say, we've got to do something? What moved your heartstrings?
I think like a lot of us, in watching the news on Friday and seeing what happened, it's just a general feeling of outrage.
Right.
And I felt that I wanted to do something, and I don't know that what I did will have any impact, but I felt that we needed to look at what's behind the current situation where our society is failing, where 34 people are getting killed a day from gun-related murders, and something needs to change.
And you have 2 young children.
I do. I have a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old. So seeing that it's a first grade, my daughter's in first grade.
Right.
And it could be any of us.
Now, the vigil that you held tonight, and you just went online and said, join us, was in front, as I just said, of Steven Feinberg's townhouse. Steven Feinberg, who owns Cerberus. How did you decide that that was where you wanted to go?
You know, when I saw the news, I was curious, who's profiting from the sales of these guns? And I saw that it was a Bushmaster gun. I looked online. I saw that Bushmaster is owned by the Freedom Group, which is owned by Cerberus. Saw that Steven Feinberg is the founder and the head of Cerberus. And I just wondered, as Americans across the country have to explain what happened to their kids, how does he explain what happened to his family? And at what point is an investment something beyond what you really want to be doing? And do we really need to be making money from the sales of these weapons? He's got enough money. Is this really something that needs to happen?
Right.
And I thought, we need to look beyond just the regular debate of the gun policy debate. And see who's profiting, see who makes money from the sale of Bushmaster rifles.
Right. Well, you are onto something that is so powerful, both in terms of your going there and holding a candlelight vigil, which I think, maybe he fled the city tonight, but Feinberg must look out and say, this is not, any sane person would say, this is not what I want to be. How do you look your kids in the eye after you've done that? But recognizing that if you can put pressure through the money, you can actually get people to change their behavior, and you've done that. The Cerberus has changed its policies.
And I'm infuriated that yesterday morning at 1 in the morning, they came out and they said that they want to sell the Freedom Group. Right. Where have they been for the past 6 years? They've been profiting from sales of Bushmaster rifles for 6 years. And this isn't the first incident that's happened. There are, like I said, 34 people killed by guns a day. And it's not necessarily for any moral reason that they want to sell. It's not that his father lives in Newtown. A lot of media are reporting that the reason he's trying to sell the Freedom Group and that Cerberus is trying to sell the Freedom Group is that the California State Teachers Pension Fund is threatening to pull their $750 million investment.
Right. Now, this was not a moral conversion on his part. This was a hard economic analysis.
And how does it help? By selling, he's just going to pass it on to the highest bidder who's going to keep doing what they're doing.
So what should we do?
I don't know. We need to be creative, and as Brian said in the last segment, he doesn't think that Congress is going to act.
Right.
Maybe we get the Defense Department not to buy firearms from companies that are selling semi-automatics to citizens.
I'm smiling. You got to be in charge of policy. I proposed that 10 years ago when I was Attorney General, said to the Clinton White House, use your power as a purchaser. Don't buy from companies that pursue these heinous policies. Look, we have got to, unfortunately, TV being what it is, we got to stop now, but I'm going to have you back because in 2 minutes you've come up with better ideas than just about anybody in Washington about how we confront this, and you've actually done something about it. Our thanks go out to you. Richard Robbins, as a citizen, you've made us all proud. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
That's Viewpoint for tonight. Have a great evening. I'll see you here tomorrow.